Good afternoon. It is November 18th, 2019. The time is 3:32 p.m. and this is a meeting of the Board of Library Trustees. Present with me today are Shannon Duffy, our Youth Services Librarian, Betsy Perry, our Library Director, Aidan Heffernan, myself, Joanne Geneva, and we also have Lisa Kane. Okay, so we will begin with reviewing our minutes from our last meeting. If anyone sees anything that we need to change or amend, please let me know.
I can't review since I wasn't here.
All right. They look good to me, so I will make a motion to accept the minutes as written.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. All right, we have the two members of the board that are able to vote for this, who have both approved. All right, going forward, our next order of business is our youth services report. Shannon, it's all yours.
All right. October was a really great month for us. We had 32 children's programs, and we had 646 people in attendance. That's not including the Whittier Farm Storytime because that one was canceled. A portion of that is because we did have the 4th grade visit. I don't believe we counted the 4th grade visit last year in our statistics, but we decided that we would this year because I do give them a presentation, and there is a lot of FaceTime, and it does take up a good portion of the day. So that was a easy 125.
Yeah.
And that is
there.
programming.
It
because
is.
You
It
do
is.
present.
And they each come up to me at one point and are like, what book would be good for me? And I'm like, well, let's talk about it. But we also had a really great turnout for the Boo Bash. The Boo Bash had about 120, 130 people as well. It was a really great year.
Great.
And they all very seamlessly went over to the fire station afterward, which was amazing. I was like, this is great. And they all had fun. But our upcoming programs. So the fall story times are going to end, and then the winter story times are just going to take their place and keep on rolling. So that's every Wednesday and Thursday at 10:30, starting December 3rd, and they'll go until February 13th. There will be no story time for the last 3 weeks of December. Two of those weeks are due to school vacations and holidays, and the week before that I'm taking vacation. So
Good for you. Well deserved.
Absolutely.
nice big chunk. Upcoming story times at the bank, we'll have one December 9th and then December 23rd at 10:30. We have a Minecraft club meeting this week, November 20th at 3:30 for ages 5 and up. We have the Art of Science, which is part of our LSTA grant. That is Tuesday, November 22nd at 4 for ages 5 to 8. Letters to Santa will begin Friday, November 29th, and they will go until December 13th. That's always an exciting thing, but make sure you get them in by that point because we want to make sure they get to the North Pole in time for Santa to reply to you. He has lots of things to do. We gotta get those things in early, people. Ooh, I'm really close or something. We've got Deb Hudgens coming Monday, December 2nd at 10:30. We've got a free movie Friday, December 6th at 4. We're gonna be watching Toy Story 4. Very exciting. The Science of Cooking will be Tuesday, December 10th at 4 for ages 5 to 8. And then we've got our very last Kidding Around Yoga with Nicole's child session, December 10th at 5:30.
Well, in fairness, we're going to take a break for a couple months, and then it'll be back.
It was the last for this grant round.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's fine.
We're not paying for that out of the grant.
Yoga?
Yeah.
Yoga was part of,
Oh, cool.
it was part of the off grant, not the LSTA grant.
Okay.
There's some grants going on. Sorry, yeah, that was paid for. You and Me Book Club will be Wednesday, December 11th at 3:30. We've got a Lego Club meeting this Friday, the 22nd. That means that one of my dates is wrong up there because I called it Tuesday the 22nd.
Yep.
Yep, it's wrong.
Tomorrow is
What's
19th and
What's
19th.
Tuesday?
the 26th.
26th. Sorry,
26th.
26th.
So that Art of
26th.
Science is the 26th.
okay.
Sorry about that. I did catch it. Yay me. December 12th, which is a Thursday, there will be another Lego Club. And that's pretty much it for children's up until the next time we meet. For teens in October, we had 4 teen programs. There was 26 people in attendance. The big pull for that month was the zombie survival course, which was extremely popular for a aged demographic that I don't normally get a lot. Lots of like 10 to 13-year-old boys, which was fun. They learned like how to survive out in the woods with not even a knife and things like that, which was really fun. And they got to shoot bow and arrows, which was terrifying for me personally, but that's
A
fine.
certain member of the demographic greatly enjoyed the program.
Okay, good. I'm glad. Even your strong and silent one seemed mildly happy. There was a smile at one point. I was excited. Our Yoga with Nicole, so the one for teens, will be Tuesday, December 3rd at 5:30, and then we have our last for the grant round, Don't Buy DIY. We will be doing knitting. I'm going to teach you how to knit. You don't have to bring anything. We will provide knitting needles and yarn that you can then take home with you and continue your project. So that'll be exciting.
You're gonna try to do that in one session?
I'm going to teach them the basics.
Okay,
Just
cast
knitting.
on.
Just,
No
we're not going to do anything crazy. I will. They'll probably just do garter stitches. I don't think we'll get into purling too much. I might show them how to do it, but just a back and forth situation.
When I was teaching crochet, Lion Brand had a printable book. And I'm sure they probably have one for knitting too. Because, you know, if you, Lion, it's in their interest to give out some free information.
Yeah, and I'll put out all the knitting books that we have too.
And then there's, it had like basic black and white printable.
Well, the kits, I already bought the kits.
Oh,
There were
nice.
these really nice, cheap, inexpensive. They were inexpensive kits.
Cheap and cheerful.
that have like 2 different sizes of knitting needles in them, and then it
Nice.
has like a pattern booklet in the back.
Oh, nice.
Hmm.
Okay.
So
it'll
they will be, for the most part, prepared. It's really just, you know, having that person there being like, am I doing this right? And then being like, well, you could maybe loosen it a little bit. But we're gonna
Everybody
attempt.
relax first.
Yeah. They're gonna attempt. And I'm always there at the library, so if they feel like they don't remember, they can always just come back in and I can
That's true.
re-show them how to do it.
And the next thing you know, you'll have a knitting club.
Oh, I remember knitting club.
Yeah.
It became the PTO, but
Yes,
fine.
basically. Sorry. It did.
That's where enrichment came from.
All right,
Sorry, guys.
Okay. It's good. You guys do
I was
your
a happy knitting club alumni.
thing. Yeah.
Anyway.
Thank you, Shannon. Does anybody have any questions for her before we move on to Betsy's report? All right. Betsy,
All right, so I have
ball's in your court.
very few meetings this month. Not too bad. Great programs. We had 10 adult programs, 114 participants. Big crowds for Appalachian Trail, Soup with Colin. The Quabbin history was standing room only downstairs. I had people who literally stood throughout the whole thing because we didn't have any more actual chairs that we could put in there. So,
Oh, wow, great.
well, yeah, you can fit 27 adults in that room. That's not terribly comfortable. Um, and nice turnouts for the craft programs. We ended up doing the turkeys 3 times and then one individual one too, which was nice. Somebody who couldn't make any of the things. So we made a lot of turkeys in the past couple weeks.
There is turkey envy at the elementary school, but it's conference week, so I appreciate your offer to come to the school, but I also know the teachers are booked, so. There's
So
a certain teacher that would still love one.
I think there's one more downstairs. You can take it. There's actually 2, but I got my eyes set on one of them.
Okay.
Let's see.
If I could bring it, she'd be very happy.
Yeah, you can have it.
Okay.
So
Don't say that too loud, you'll get requests.
It will start charging. I had like 5 and they all went away. December's relatively low key for programming, but all planned out. That's all planned out. I gave you each copy of the newsletter. Sign-ups are going strong. We have people who definitely mark their calendars for 10 a.m. on sign-up day.
I signed up for one, I'm excited.
We've had a lot of feedback on Cookbook Club. People are very interested, so we're looking forward to that.
One question about the cookbook club.
Yes.
Do you have to sign up for all, or
No.
can you sign up for anything you
Yeah.
can attend?
Yeah. Pick and choose.
So, great.
Yep. And I'm waiting on the first cookbook. The January cookbooks are coming in delivery hopefully tomorrow.
Excellent.
And I got a little. Chris works at Marlboro too, and she brought me one of their like little flyer samples. So I was gonna steal some ideas off of that and tuck it in all those books. But yeah, no, it's a pick and choose. We can't expect people to come every month, but we're super excited.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. So Friends just met. They won't be meeting again until next month. Their first round of fudge orders for Thanksgiving are in. They'll do another one in December. The order form's almost done because they're going to have it to go out with people who pick up their fudge this week. And they'll do a gift card order in December too with that fudge order. Chain of Lights, Fudge Lady will be here. They've got blankets. They've got lots of mugs. Lots of blankets too, but also lots of mugs. And then raffles. They have some nice Valancourt ornaments. They're going to do a blanket for a raffle. They have some scratch tickets. So yeah, so for Chain of Lights, they're going to be what they did last year out in the very front of the library with the Fudge Lady. Girl Scouts will be here 10 to noon with crafts. We're going to put the big games in the back room for people if they just want to hang out and play. We're going to do that a couple times during Christmas vacation too. A couple days, just put them in there, and people, if they need something to do, come hang out, play some giant games.
We had the Giant Connect 4, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Jenga, Connect 4, checkers, tic-tac-toe. We have Yahtzee dice.
We've got giant Yahtzee dice,
Yeah.
yeah.
Fun.
And maybe 1 or 2 more. There's
And
a
then
bunch.
we've just got tons of board games on top of that. So if anyone wants to hang out and play with a board game, they don't circulate right now because that's a lot of counting, but you can always come in and play with them.
I got an email just the other day that our LCC grant was awarded. So we can start planning for summer.
Congratulations.
Yay, thanks. Yay. We still, of course, won't hear about the Osterman Family Foundation until probably next month sometime. I did, because I gave you guys the breakdown of money last time. So we'll kick off our Civic Series in January with Joe McKenna, so that's free. And so I did refer to that as a civic literacy in the series in the newsletter. But then we'll alternate it with a multicultural literacy one every other month. So February, we've got the Mr. Robert Azzi coming, who does the Ask a Muslim Anything. If we don't get the Osterman grant, the Friends have agreed to pay his honorarium. He doesn't bill, but he asked for an honorarium. So Friends said they'd cover that. So that's covered. So even if we don't get the grant, at least 2 months in, we're covered as far as money goes.
Great.
And Friends also picked up Colin's soup bill, so that was nice. Let's see. We started spending LSTA money, so that's good. The planetarium program, which we had written in, we used as part of our enrichment, so that was nice. The kids loved it. It was phenomenal. And we had the Springfield Museum of Science do that, and they were great to work with. So that's that. I've ordered the Museum of Science Boston Pass, which will maybe be in for January. It's a tight timeline because they had to have it like mid-November, and I'm not sure they're going to get it before they send out their next batch because those are individually dated paper coupons, so they send them to the printer, and then they go back to the Museum of Science, and they come to us.
Wow.
So maybe January 1, maybe February 1 by the time
Okay.
we get the start date on that.
So then you come in and check out just the day you
Yeah,
wanna go?
you have to go on that day.
Okay,
I'm very specific about that.
that's cool though.
It
Hmm.
is. And it's $700. That's why it was a big part of our grant, which is why we
Wow.
don't ever have that one, because that's a big, I mean, we couldn't afford it, and that's a big ask for the Friends when they could get 3 other museums.
Mhm.
Right.
And we also, I haven't publicized it yet, the State Police Museum in South Grafton
Mhm.
brought us passes. They're starting a pass program, so those are free. They brought them to us, and we got those in the
Nice.
system, but we haven't advertised it yet because that just was like last week. So we'll have 2 new museum passes pretty soon, which is very exciting. And also under miscellaneous, we did, the Board of Library Commissioners met the 7th, I think. I had it
Mhm.
written in here. And we were on the first group of
Yeah,
state aid certifications. So we're good to go for
I
that.
saw that
We were on there,
on
yeah.
their,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, their happy email
their happy
Yeah.
for
email.
whoever, I forget whoever it was, who
Harwich?
hasn't,
Somewhere.
no, somewhere way out west, yeah, that hasn't been certified for state aid since like 1970 something,
Wow.
so
Yeah.
that,
Welcome them to your
Board.
library.
yeah, which is good. They're gonna be CWMR's members. They were just waiting on that too, so
Yeah,
that's exciting.
yeah, no, I saw our name on the list for the first round in state aid.
Yeah, and it's just, you
You'll
never
get a
know.
letter.
Yeah, I will get it personally.
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
you will. Yeah, I got something from them today, but it wasn't, I thought that's what it was, and that's not what it
Yeah,
was.
just so you're not surprised.
Okay.
You get a little letter in the mail. It's like, oh, look at this, I'm all official.
So that's that. That was on that. Still waiting for the deep freeze. I talked to them last week. They thought I was gonna order it. I thought they were gonna order it. I asked them to order it. Have not heard back from that. We had the carpets cleaned. That went nice. The stains are almost invisible,
Good.
which is super exciting. We rearranged the mats. We put a brand new one. I don't know if you noticed it on your way in. It's a super
Mm.
deep pile. I was very
Nice.
excited about that. It holds a ridiculous amount of water. It's at in the front hallway. Moved the green one in, put the long one way down back to catch that traffic. It seems to be working out so far. Fingers crossed.
What's the update on the door?
Oh, you
I've not
asked this
heard.
very question I was going
John,
to.
John stopped by today for a different issue, but we have not talked about the door because he was just buzzing through.
Okay.
So yeah, no, they had to turn the water off Friday for something else, but he was checking on that. But that's okay.
If you need me to send him an email with the question, please let
Yeah.
me know and I'd be happy to do that.
Yeah, that was the only time I've seen him recently.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise I haven't been at a meeting since they finished the entry. The entry looks nice. The new
Mm.
Yeah.
looks secure and safe, and
Yeah.
I appreciate
Anxious
that.
to see how the snow
Yes.
flows.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I think that's all. I feel like I'm leaving something out, but I don't know what it was.
Have they suggested, or will they provide the kind of salt they want so that we don't wreck that concrete?
Oh.
Debbie said something to me about that, but not. I don't know. I have a bucket of something that the highway guys dropped off.
Okay.
I don't know
Hopefully it's
It's the same
appropriate
thing,
for
but
that,
yeah,
so it
Debbie
doesn't
said
get all
something to me
knitted.
that there was something special you had to use.
Okay, perfect.
I don't know what's in the bucket either.
Yeah, I would double
Yeah.
check that then, so we don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause it probably is just highway road salt, and that will actually
Yeah.
attack it.
We don't want to ruin what they just spent so much time putting down.
Pet stuff is what doesn't attack it.
Mhm.
Stuff I use for, A, 'cause I have dogs anyways, but B, because I have a stone walkway that will be attacked by the salt, calcium
Right.
chloride will attack it.
Yeah.
Yep, I know. Luckily, it's been nice so far.
Yeah, fingers
Right.
crossed. Okay, that was my
Alright.
other question.
Shall we move on to circulation?
Yeah, we had a good month. So we've recovered from September's dip. Your ebooks were on the back of your agenda, and then your regular books, I think,
Okay.
are next in your packet.
There it is.
appreciate the almost comical difference in young adult books between July and August and September and October.
What's that one? For the electronic?
No, just regular.
Oh.
Oh, that's summer reading.
Yeah.
Oh.
500,
Yeah.
500, 150.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're reading other things, hopefully.
Yeah, but it's usually on electronic format.
That counts too.
All right. Looks good.
Yeah,
Okay.
all right. Budget?
Oh, your salaries and wages are all like lined up tight.
I noticed that.
I was like, look at that. They're
It's like,
all
it's a
perfect.
pure coincidence, but
Wow.
I don't think that's ever happened before,
Sure.
except like the,
Yeah.
the beginning of the year. I haven't gotten a bill for the carpet cleaning yet, so, and we're supposed to
Okay.
split that with the town manager,
Okay,
so,
good.
but I haven't seen it yet.
And so it looks like you're used about half your books and periodicals budget, so you're good.
Yep.
Okay.
Is there anything you're concerned about, Betsy?
No, we're holding strong.
All right, good.
Speaking of part-time and wages and stuff, it's for the October town meeting that we would need the budget numbers for adding one extra evening, right? If we were gonna
No,
stay open one more.
Springtown meeting.
Springtown meeting, okay.
Yeah, and I've been playing around with that in my head.
Okay, so you're starting to work on that.
Negligible. Yeah, because I'll have the draft budget for you next month, because Jim
Okay.
will need it in
I knew,
January.
it felt like it was coming up, that's why I
Yeah.
asked, okay.
Yeah, so we'll have our budget next month, so I can give it to Jim in January, so we can do budget hearings in
Mhm.
February, March, whenever they are, for Maytown meeting. But it's negligible, really. It's like
To add, and that would
$3
be
grand or
huge.
something for the year.
Wow,
Be
that's
such a
great
huge
that
bump in
it's-
services.
Yeah.
so-
Yeah,
It's really like nothing.
Okay.
okay.
That'll be good.
Next is OSTA on the back. Or, yeah, on the back of year-to-date.
Forgot how much cheaper the Springfield Science Museum was in comparison to the other vendor we were
Oh.
looking at.
Yeah.
Never been there.
Well, we don't have a pass anymore, so you missed your boat.
And you'd consider having them back again?
Yes, not with that, but yeah, we definitely do it. The problem with that one is we have no place to put it. And that was even the baby one. He said that he has a bigger one.
Wow.
But it's just that there's no, it won't fit in here, and we have no room downstairs.
Right.
So,
Mm.
but yeah, because we had in the plan, is there another program like that in there?
Through the original vendor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the original vendor could not accommodate our request at this time, so that's why we had to use the Springfield Museums. Turned out to be delightful
Excellent.
And cheaper.
and cheaper.
Keep that in mind for future programs.
We will.
Okay. So, you wanna go to state aid next?
Sure. We're running tight. I'm keeping a running list next to my desk every time I wanna pay a bill. I have to figure out which one I wanna pay it from. And that'll come hopefully by the end of December. We'll get that first half payment, which was like 6,000 and change.
Mm.
So, but we're hanging in there, and I don't have anything to pay program-wise. I've just got the paper craft lady in December, and I can afford that,
Okay.
so we're good.
So we'll make it,
We will.
all
On
right.
the skin of our teeth, but we'll make it.
Mm-hmm.
How about gifts?
Same thing. I think they're running side by side tallies of what we've got. And I just actually, there's more money in gift that doesn't show there because I've made deposits.
Okay,
But yeah, we're hanging in there.
good. Good. And the Osterman Family Grant?
Yep, so that's almost done, because that's a calendar year. And a huge chunk of that will be taken up by the CPR AED training that we just had. Right, like
Like 2,400,
Yeah,
something
a
like that.
big chunk of that. So,
And I still have another, I have to buy the yarn for the DIY still, and I have another cooking class that falls under that, so. If there's anything small left, it'll probably be put into like cooking related. I am trying to get a tax person to come, so maybe something for that speaker, but I don't know how well that's going.
Yeah, they might not be available from January through April.
Well, I would have them before in December.
Yeah,
So,
They mostly are just like, I just got an email from them today, and I think they thought I was asking as a youth services person. They're like, young teenagers, it's really straightforward. And I was like, I was really more asking for like new adults, people who are doing
I
these
mean,
things for the first time.
there are
and adding
several
new things,
providers
so
in town, maybe one would be interested, I mean,
That's who I contacted.
yeah.
Yeah. I have to respond to them. I have to clarify what I'm asking. It was probably
Yeah.
poorly worded, because I usually say, I'm the youth services librarian, and then
Yeah, they
but
think
I'm asking
13-year-olds
about
are trying to,
adult things.
yeah,
Yeah.
so,
But
okay.
they seem amendable. I just have to clarify. They were like, I think it would be more appropriate if you contacted someone who did like budgeting and stuff. I was like, I already had that, but
No problem.
I have to clarify them with them. But it'll be gone. Don't you worry.
Okay, I'm not worried about you spending money.
Alright, are there any other budget comments or questions?
I think
at
that's
this
everything.
point?
It seemed like a lot, because that was the first month we've had overlapping grant reports. That'll only be a couple months of that, so.
Okay, so we can move on to your next topic, which is to review some of our policies.
Yep, so I just went back and changed tiny little changes in two of them, and I noticed like in our fines policy that we had not included like video games, which we had at the time, but we didn't have a library of things at the time that I redid this, well, 2 years ago. No, I don't think we did. So, I added those in, clarified that we wanted an unexpired, non-perishable food item.
Oh, good.
Just for the sake of clarity, not that people really always check that anyway, but I just thought we'd throw that in there. And then the same exact line into both the fines policy and the library material replacement policy, that payment for lost items must be made in full. No
Mhm.
partial payments may be applied to a lost item bill.
People paying just enough to get out of fine jail? Or we still have fine jail, yeah? What I call fine jail.
So until payment for lost items is in full, no other items may be borrowed.
If they're over
No,
$10.
If it's an over, like sometimes if somebody's got a kid's paperback, it's
Yeah.
like $4.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
well, we discovered also that if you have any billed item on your card, auto renewal will not work because you're not a patron in good standing.
Oh.
So if you have, say, paid part of an item and your total bills are now less than $10 and you have things checked out, they will not auto renew, so you will accrue more fines.
Interesting.
It is. So,
Good to know.
yeah, so it was just worth going back and taking a look at some of it. I was surprised that the material replacement policy was that old.
Yeah.
Because it seems like we just did it.
Yeah, and
Again,
I think it's a
6
good
years
idea
ago.
to review.
Yeah, because things change.
Yeah,
Like, and with auto renew, like it wasn't, nothing in here talked about renewing, but I know I'm sure it comes up in something else when we go through
Yeah.
some more of our policies, because that was never an option before. But you get that like nice little grace period.
mhm.
Because it still says in the fines policy with no grace period, because it's technically not a grace period, so.
All right. So do we need to vote on this? Okay, so in that case, let's start with the fines policy. And I will make a motion to accept the new fines policy with the changes as written.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, so that is unanimously accepted. The next policy is the library material replacement policy that has one change, and I will make a motion to accept the new policy as written with that one change.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So that too is accepted unanimously.
All right, thank you. Let's see what else we can cover next month.
Okay.
Yeah,
Dredge something out.
I think it's a great idea.
No, it's a good idea.
So in that case, is there any other new or old business that we have remaining to
Well,
go over?
we talked about January's meeting and potentially discussing a Christmas party date at this time.
What did we pick for January's meeting?
We haven't picked it. That's,
Okay.
Yep.
those are the two things from the, that we tabled from last month's meeting
Okay, and then,
to pick tonight
All right,
for new business.
so.
we usually do the holiday, January.
We can talk about that later.
Yeah.
So we have December 16th at 3:30 on the schedule so far.
Okay.
So we can either go early in January or late, because there's Martin Luther King Day in there, or we can not do a Monday, if you want it that particular week.
So we would be looking at either the 13th or the 20th if we want to.
27th, because the 20th is out, it's Martin Luther King
Oh,
Day.
that's right.
Yep.
All right, so
So-
the 13th or the 27th.
And the 13th is 4 weeks from your previous scheduled meeting.
The
So-
27th, I may be away, so,
Why don't we
Then
plan
we'll go with the 13th,
15?
okay.
3:30.
13th at 3:30. Okay.
And as far as a holiday or post-holiday gathering,
Mm-hmm.
is there?
We can
Do-
talk about that later.
Yeah. All right. So I think we're all set unless anyone has anything else. And so just before we adjourn, I'll wish anyone watching a happy Thanksgiving, which is coming up in about a week.
Yeah.
And if someone would like to make a motion, we can adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
All right, so
Second?
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We are
So we are
adjourned.
adjourned at 4:06.